From far away, the cities looked perfect. The land was rich. Everything people could dream of was here. But when you looked closer, something was not right. The weak were forgotten. The stranger was not welcome. What was wrong was called normal. People did whatever they wanted. They took without shame. They hurt others and felt no sorrow. Good was mocked. Evil was celebrated. The city shined on the outside, but inside it was rotting. The cries of the suffering grew louder every day, not spoken aloud, but felt. And those cries did not go unnoticed. Then it happened. Fire fell from the sky. The cities were destroyed. Everything they trusted was gone. This is not just an ancient story. It is a warning. When people turn away from the will of God, choose their own ways, and reject what is right, judgment will come. But mercy is always offered before the fire falls. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe to our channel. Let these stories remind us to walk in God's ways while there is still time. Abraham was a man who walked with God. God had chosen him, spoken to him, and led him. And Abraham trusted God with all that he was. And when God called, Abraham obeyed. Because of this, God shared his plans with Abraham. Not far away stood the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. People lived there, families lived there, and Abraham knew them. When Abraham learned that God was going to destroy the cities because of their sins, his heart grew heavy. He knew God was just, but he also knew God was merciful. So Abraham did something bold. He spoke.
"What if there are 50 righteous within the city?"
Again and again, Abraham asked for mercy. He began with 50, asking if the city might be spared for the sake of the righteous. And each time God answered, Abraham lowered the number and asked again. Abraham had asked for mercy, and God had listened. But far away, in the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, life went on as usual, unaware of the visitors who were about to arrive. That same night, 2 angels arrived in Sodom. Lot was sitting at the city gate. When he saw them, he stood up and bowed.
"My lords, please, come to my house. Rest here for the night. You can leave early in the morning."
At first, they refused, but Lot insisted, and they went with him. Before they went to sleep, the men of Sodom surrounded the house. They demanded that Lot bring out his guests so they can violate them. This showed the extent of Sodom's sinful nature.
"No, my friends, please don't do such a wicked thing. Look, I have 2 daughters who have never been with a man. Let me bring them out to you, and you may do as you wish with them. But do nothing to these men, for they are under the protection of my roof."
So great was the wickedness of Sodom that it had even seeped into Lot, and in his distress he spoke such unthinkable words. The men of Sodom pressed harder against Lot, moving forward with violence, determined to break down the door. But the men inside reached out, pulled Lot back into the house, and shut the door behind him. Then they struck the men at the entrance, both young and old, with blindness.
"Do you have anyone else here? Sons-in-law? Sons or daughters? Or anyone who belongs to you in this city? Get them out of this place, for we are about to destroy it. The outcry against its people has become so great before the Lord that He has sent us to bring its destruction."
Lot went out and warned his sons-in-law to leave the city, because the Lord was about to destroy it. But they thought he was joking, and they did not listen. At dawn, the angels urged Lot to hurry and leave with his wife and daughters. But Lot hesitated. So the Lord showed mercy. The angels took Lot and his family by the hand and led them safely out of the city. They were told to run for their lives, not to look back, and not to stop anywhere in the plain. As the sun rose, the Lord rained down burning sulfur on Sodom and Gomorrah. The cities and the plain were destroyed, along with everything living there. But Lot's wife looked back, and she became a pillar of salt. The next morning, Abraham looked toward the plain and saw thick smoke rising, like smoke from a furnace. Though the cities were destroyed, God remembered Abraham and brought Lot safely out of the disaster. The fall of Sodom reminds us that judgment comes when wickedness is embraced and truth is mocked, and that looking back can cost everything.